Hey guys, Footy Focus Podcast, episode 7. Not filming.
Yeah, you keep saying filming.
Filming,
Hi guys.
recording.
Say recording. You said filming last time.
Recording Tuesday, July
He's
7th.
still a rookie, just
Yeah, I know.
7 gamer.
So-
Wait till he's 50 plus, though. That's when we start hitting our straps.
Yeah, I'll get a banner. So it's a dark
We'll
day.
get your wife to hold it up.
So it's a dark day for our state at the moment. So we've been locked down for another 6 weeks.
Yeah, just as we were
Hitting our
looking
straps.
forward to, easing, well, a week ago, I suppose. This is the last face-to-face podcast. We'll try to do some Skype ones in the future.
So apologies to all the other states out there for letting the country down.
Yeah. But our, listenership's increased a little bit since last week.
Yeah, so that's probably thanks to our man Jack Hudson. So he's writing for the Inner Sanctum at the moment. So I've put a plug on Twitter, and he's got some great interviews there with Russell Ebert and Maddie Primus, amongst others, and some good game previews. So
It was good having Jack on, so thanks again.
Thanks to him. So we'll move on to your game recap.
Yeah. So round 5 review. Not a bad round. A couple of upsets. And yeah, the one game I want to look at is the Essendon versus Pies game, I think last Friday.
Delayed Anzac Day.
Yeah, in front of 0 people. So Pies were hot favourites going in, I'd say. Yeah, like Essendon coming off a 1-point loss to Carlton the week prior were underdogs. Pies, they were missing side bottom, but they got Trelaw back, missing Jeremy Howe. So going into it, I had a feeling we were in for a bit of a tight, tough, close game.
Yeah.
And after the first 3 goals, it was looking unlikely. Stevenson kicked a couple of early ones, and Dons looked pretty flat. But I had a feeling Essendon would get up, and they worked their way back into it.
Yeah.
It wasn't that typical run off the half back and fast play as well. It was more scrappy because it was wet conditions.
Because they're really dominant. Like they use McKenna, like you were saying, McKenna and Sard to really generate a lot of their forward.
Yeah, well, McKenna's not there.
Season.
Side was but guys like Stringer, Shield, and McGrath, they were good early. They started getting a lot of the ball, and really got on top of that midfield battle with the Pies, who are suddenly a little bit shallow in that. They still got a really good midfield, but without sort of side bottom, Beams not playing.
Yeah.
Who else?
Really hits home. Got 2 A graders.
Yeah,
there.
and Greenwood's not there for that grunt, and Braden Sire's not getting a game.
Yeah, I think he's in and out last season too. They're playing the big guy Rupert Wills.
He's
replaced
and
Sire.
Dacos and the 2 Brown boys are playing, but they're inexperienced. They're like pretty small bodied. So I think maybe they lack a bit of big bodies in there. So Essendon, they started to get on top. Degoe wasn't having an impact. Mason Cox is out of form. Do you think Mason Cox should be dropped?
I was going to ask you that actually. Yeah, 2 touches. Yeah, I think the issue with this season, you can't go back to the 2s and get some good form going. But he shouldn't be in the team at the moment. Clearly,
maybe he needs to play on average defenders like Alex Rance to have good games.
He's funny.
Get Rance back in. For Essendon, have you heard of this guy called Jordan Ridley?
No. So
he was really good. He's a tall running half back. I think he was drafted a few years ago. But he had 18 kicks and 18 touches. And he went as 83% disposal efficiency, which is something that they needed coming off the halfback line, especially with that McKenna.
In the coaches' votes too, it's a good pickup.
Yeah, he was, and he's killing it in Supercoach as well. So he's he's having a really solid averaging like 100+ points or something.
So how'd the Pies do with that? How?
Yeah.
First match.
Yeah, not good, I suppose. Like, Stringer kicked 3. It wasn't a high-scoring game, so there wasn't a lot. But, Tip and Woody got on the end of a couple. He's a massive loss. Scharenberg came in. Like, I did... he was one of my options to come in. Yeah, so he came in. He was okay, but they were under pressure. Alex Moore's really feeling...
Darcy Moore, yeah?
Yeah. Who's Alex Moore?
Alex Moore. Combination.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure on him, though. You're right.
Yeah, so he got done holding the ball once, but and Braden Ham and Will Snelling. I think Will Snelling played for Port.
not Port. He played for one of the Sandford teams. Was it West Adelaide and North
You
Adelaide?
guys had him on your list, didn't you?
I think we might have had him. Well, maybe. You're right there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he might have played a game, maybe.
Anyway, there was two small players. Will Snelling's a bit of a nuggety type, whereas Ham, he's a little bit light-bodied, but he has pretty good pace.
Yeah.
They were both really good. They were much better than Zaharakis and Fantasia. So it was an Essendon win without any contribution from Zaka, and Orazio was goalless. So, yeah.
I want to ask you about Bell Chambers too. So he was managed out. Was that a dropping or?
Yeah, why is club saying managed? It was clearly a mission.
Omission, yeah. Because Phillips, his replacement, played pretty well.
Yeah, he took it up to Grundy. He was, broke even at least, I would say.
Yeah. Well, they won the clearances, the Bombers, so that's a win.
Yeah, apparently that's a theme with Grundy. Even last year,
Yeah.
he killed the hit outs, but can't win the clearances.
Yeah, dating back to the prelim, I think.
What do you think? What do you think they should do?
Yeah, he's clearly the most dominant ruckman in the comp, but yeah, to be a dominant ruckman, you need to win clearances. You got an advantage in the ruck.
Yeah,
just probably the connection between the mids. I think it's just lacking.
Yeah, maybe back to our other point. Maybe get some big-bodied midfielders in there, make space. Like side bottoms are outside flashy type.
Yeah.
Pendlebury's not a big body, even though he's big. He's not an inside mid, right?
Yeah. The Sai map, the name you talked about before, maybe he's an option.
Yeah, and Greenwood would be good as well. The negative news for Essendon is the Stringer injury. So it was the last few seconds of the game, so it's unfortunate for him, but he did his ankle, so he's out for at least 4 weeks. Didn't fly up to Queensland. Yeah. And what else? Yeah, with Danaher missing, that's an important. Important.
This is their two best forwards.
Yeah, so they're gonna have to find different avenues for goal.
Yep.
Who do you reckon could come in and fill that? Hooker.
Yeah, Hooker and Hurley are the obvious names, but I think Hooker's probably the best option because he seems to have done well.
Yeah, well, they come up against North next week, and we've only got Ben Brown as a genuine key forward, so they could probably afford to play Hurley on Brown and then put Hooker forward, and Hooker normally plays well against us as well, so I think they definitely do that.
Yeah.
Moving on.
So, Lions and Port, so game of the round didn't really live up to it, so Lions probably the clear best team at present and probably the favourite for the premiership at the moment. I know
it keeps changing week to week.
Yeah, exactly. So there'll be another team next week, I'm sure. But yeah, Port were handed a big reality check after 4 straight wins.
Did you watch the game? Or most of it?
Yeah, I watched most of it. Yeah, watched the.
That's what we like here at Footy Focus, watching most of the games.
I watched the bad bits. So didn't catch most of the first term, but I did watch it on replay, and Port were pretty dominant early on, but one goal, 6 behinds. Wasted all those efforts.
Who kicked the behinds? Why were they rushed or?
Yeah, there was a few gimmies there. Robbie Gray actually kicked a hard one late in the first, so it was spread across a few guys. So it wasn't just one guy, but I think after the first quarter, and they've talked about it as well, Lockie Neal, so they've made some in-game adjustments, which is really shows, I guess, the maturity of the team. They manned up that extra mid around the stoppages. Port were just dominating. Yeah,
Lockie Neal did an interview after the game and mentioned that. And
gave away the game plan.
And on the couch, I was watching a bit of that, and they mentioned it, like manning up the skinny winger or something.
Skinny mid, So I think Kyle Amon was that skinny mid in the first term, and they dominated the stoppages from then on. So the first 5 goals in the second quarter by the Lions in the first 9 minutes, that really effectively killed the contest. Hipwood, Big O and McStay, and we've talked about them in the pod last year, whether they can stand up.
Yeah, when I read that, I mentioned, this comes back to what you were saying, how your defence is undersized.
Yeah.
And tall blokes can get a hold of you. So, I think if Jack was watching this, he might have remembered that part of our interview.
So I was watching that, thinking of Dougal Howard. So it was 12-4 inside 50 marks and 13-4 contested marks. So they're really tall, Jonas, Cleary and Mackenzie to shreds, as you were talking about the height difference. There was at least 10 centimetres between Hipwood and Big O to their defenders. So, it really showed up as well and exposed, our biggest weakness, which is the undersized defence. So,
do you have an intercept marker? A third man coming across? Is it Mackenzie?
Mackenzie's probably been the biggest at the moment. I mean, you've got Darcy Byrne-Jones and Hamish Hartlett do it a bit, but they're not big enough. They're not like your Howe or your Darcy Moore or, Rance or Grimes.
Yeah, you got to be
not
quick
that
as
tall.
well, not just
Yeah.
capable of the head.
So I think, Neil's, I think, clearly the Brownlow favourite at the moment. Surely must be tagged for the rest of the season. I don't know why he doesn't get tagged every week, to be honest, because he kicks goals as well. I think that's the thing. He doesn't rack up disposals like some big names like Crouch Brothers or Clayton Oliver. He actually makes them damaging.
Is he quick? Not particularly?
He's not, I wouldn't say he's breakneck speed, but he's definitely quicker than average. But it's the disposals forward of centre and the goals and the goal assists, which really kill.
You're right.
Kill the
Because
other
I'm just
team.
interested. Like Neil's become a gun, and he was like not a high draft pick. So
He's
looking at the future, like where can you find like diamonds in the rough like this?
I don't know whether that's credit for the Freo recruiting stuff, not really the Brisbane ones, but when Brisbane picked him up.
It's Freo,
Yeah, it's definitely great big up.
Yeah,
Clearly,
looking for like an undersized inside mid with.
Yeah, because he's very small. He's not, like you mentioned, the Collingwood inside mids. He's not 6 foot, not even close to it. So
no, but he's having a good year.
And Jared Berry, so he really caught my eye. He's taken a huge leap this season. He's just a huge presence at stoppages, a bit like Tom Green the week before.
Literally, he's tall. Do you know how tall he is?
6'3". No?
What's that, like 190?
He's at least 190.
He's like 194.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Key position.
I'm pretty sure he's 194.
Yeah. It's really noticeable, I think.
Yeah.
Because they've got, Cam Rain obviously as well. His pre-season, I think, has clearly been huge. His fitness looks much improved. Ryan Lester and Zach Bailey, so they're perfect role players, and you'll see that in any premiership side, really. So, and Harris Andrews, the other one, he's clearly the best key back in the comp at the moment with no Rance and no Howe as well. Kept Dixon to 6 touches and 2 goals. The only bright spot report was probably Zach Butters, 18 touches and 2 goals, probably his best game.
Where was he playing, like half forward?
Yeah, half forward area. Pushed into the stoppages late when we weren't doing too well and wanted to give some guys opportunities. But I think Lions, I think their corridor ball movement, I think every time they touched the ball, mostly just went through the corridor.
They're exciting to watch.
Yeah, the ball movement just gives defenders no chance. And I think even looking at the better defenses in the comp, that ball movement's really going to hurt.
Yeah, like
other
teams
teams.
like Brisbane, it shows you don't need to change like fundamental rules of the game to play attractive footy.
It's direct.
Yeah, and if they're going to be the best team playing like this, other teams, they're going to try to copy that. And the rules committee might just cool their jets and not make any changes.
Yeah, you can't make changes in season anyway, hopefully anyway.
Yeah.
So I think, Lions are clearly going to be the team to beat, especially if they play a few more games at the Gabba, which it looks like it's going to happen. So, the team to watch, I think.
All right, cool. Like, we might move on. A quick hub update. So, all 10 Victorian teams have flown to the northern states, so Queensland and New South Wales. So, because of the lockdowns starting again for 6 weeks, they might be up there for a couple more weeks.
Yeah.
Unless the AFL and the government approve there to be Melbourne games in another 30 days. So
32, I think, days, isn't it? 5 games in 32 days.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Moving on, what do you think of the rule interpretation of holding the ball?
Yeah, so it's pretty obvious, wasn't it, that was going to happen?
I mean, the AFL sent a memo to the club saying it will. So it did, I think.
I think there were. I mean, what do you think? I mean, you watched a few games.
Yeah, it's very inconsistent, like anything. Like AFL is hard to umpire, and when you bring in a rule like in a week, there's going to be clearly wrong decisions. And there were a handful, and I reckon you just got to not be so strict about it.
Yeah.
Like, pay it a little bit more than what what Clarkson was saying and what it was before, but you still got to reward the ball winner and let them win the hard ball. If they get tackled instantly, then there's no prior opportunity. Yeah. Well, I know prior is a rule they brought in as well. It used to be just get tackled and free kick against. Yeah. Would you agree with that? They need some sort of prior?
Yeah, I think the Petrarca one, I'm not sure if you saw that. I saw it, So that was in front of goal, resulting in the goal of the Tigers.
He pretty much gets the ball, gets tackled immediately.
Yeah, so the umpire on the mic said that he didn't have
genuine.
Didn't have genuine opportunity, but he didn't have prior opportunity.
Yeah.
So if you don't have prior opportunity, and you don't make an attempt, it's
it's weird because they were saying even if you have, so they're saying if you don't have to have prior to make a genuine attempt, but
it's got to be both.
But it can't. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Yeah. Like, I mean, And that was the wrong decision because there were way more cases where players got tackled after they got the ball.
Yeah.
They didn't make an attempt.
Yeah.
But it was ball up because it was no prior. So they just got to take a step back.
I think it'll flatten out this week and hopefully
it should. Yeah.
Yeah. Flattens out before finals anyway.
Yeah. Oh, finals is a whole different set of rules. Let's not even get into that.
But it was calmer against Clarko. There was 10-1 holding the ball decisions against. So
yeah. Maybe the problem with Hawthorn's tackling. Maybe just tackle better. Because that's one holding the ball free kick in 2 games if they got none last week.
Yeah.
So, Clarko, who's your tackling coach?
I'll ask you about Hayden Crozier. So he's got a 1-match ban for a dangerous tackle. Do you think that was fair? I know there's an appeal being held. As we speak.
Already, no, it's finished and it stands.
Oh, it stands?
Yeah.
Okay, so is that fair?
Yeah, it is fair. It was definitely a sling tackle. His head was compromised. Jack Marnie went off the ground with a blood rule, didn't get concussed, came back on.
Yeah.
But that's why the rule was brought in.
Yeah.
Previously, before the burgling thing, he would get off.
Yeah.
But now, which is correct, the action could have caused serious injury.
Even though the arms weren't pinned, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we were getting at last time. Your arms don't have to be pinned.
Yeah, I agree.
No one's got enough time to guard their fall, even if their arms are pinned in that slinging time frame. Might talk a little bit about Eddie Maguire, his hypocrisy thing.
Yeah, so my thing is he can't. I mean, it's probably been cleared over the last 10 years, but the fact that he can still be allowed to be a vice president and commentate. I'm not sure what Brayshaw was doing when he was president. Was he still commentating?
He wasn't doing. I think he used to do Kangaroo games, and then
he stopped
for the second half of his time. He didn't do Kangaroo games.
So I think, the Eddie thing, I don't think you can combine the roles. I mean, he's clearly made the situation worse. I mean, obviously he was trying to stand up for Sidebottom, took the hit for him, but obviously the thing with media these days is things can get brought up, and he's obviously called for a $100,000 fine and a season-long ban for the next COVID breach after, I think it was Lockie Hunter. So if that's the case, then Sidebottom's out for the year and a $100,000 fine.
Yeah.
So clearly he didn't push for that last week.
Naturally he's going to back off that.
Yeah. And the Jack Stephen thing, I was watching Footy Classified live, I think, when he did say it. He wanted the info to be made public, which is fair enough. They put Stephen up and he's being stabbed and they didn't want to give the details. But if you're going to do that, I mean, Steele Sidebottom, he just said he woke up and went through the wrong door, which is not really an explanation. So I think when Robbo's defending you, it's Robbo's on the other side of you, I think, you're kind of wrong. Talking about drunk. And
it's time to quit.
Yeah, and Lloydie and Darcy, Luke Darcy called him out, so at least he's been held to account.
Yeah, I think a lot of people called him out. Might move on to the Demons.
I'll ask you.
Okay.
Giving me a few questions. Do you think they need to start again?
What do you mean? Like rebuild?
Rebuild, yeah.
No, I don't think
they've topped up.
Yeah, but they have got so much talent. And
so what's the issue then? Because they're still 17th.
Maybe just mentally
fragile.
Game plan might not be clear. I watched a bit of the Couch last night, and Gary Lyon was critical about them just going at 100% all the time. So they need to step back and assess their options because just their decision making with the ball isn't good.
Yeah. Well, the game plan clearly needs to change.
Yeah, it's a combination of their decision making and execution. They can't do either of them. Yeah, properly. And it's not it's not that bad. They need a key forward. They need some structure going forward. Tom McDonald's not really a forward.
Hogan would have been nice, and Ben King. They could have got Stephen May trade.
Yeah, they could have got Ben King with pick 6. They need that. They need a tall forward, another tall forward.
Yeah.
Put Tom McDonald back. You didn't need May. You could have Lever, McDonald, and Hogan or King as your forwards. But it doesn't take a lot to fix to turn it around. In 2016, Richmond were just hopeless.
100-point loss.
Yeah, and they changed. Yeah,
GWS, I think it was.
St Kilda, beat them as well. And then after 1 year, they changed about 4 players and maybe better coaching. I don't know, but they turned it around and their average kicks became good kicks. So I don't think it's too far away. So hopefully they don't win too many games this year because we have their pick, which is at pick 2 at the moment, which is pretty good.
I'm going to move on to the Roos rant.
Oh yeah, you gonna do that now?
There's no game review of the
No,
Roos, but
just a little couple of words on our list. We got rolled by the Bulldogs on a primetime game, which is embarrassing. So same old story, like the McMillan, Atlees, Aaron Halls, they're just not up to AFL standard. Like,
Hall, not even Aaron Hall.
Aaron Hall's like that cherry on the top sort of player. Like
Outside,
you need the cake, and we don't have the cake, especially with Cunnington, Zeeble, Higgins a bit injured, and having five or six of our best starting 22 out for like extended periods. Cunnington shouldn't have played. He was not 100% at all. He was not even like 50%.
Didn't look like it from the first bounce. Yeah.
No, he didn't, and was suddenly down to like 23 as well. And Thomas got concussed. So yeah, it's just that the middle age bracket is no good.
Yeah,
and we've got elite top end and promising bottom end.
Yeah,
but that 22 to 28, other than Brown and maybe Polak.
Yeah.
Dumont's okay. It's pretty thin. So, might have to go to the draft. I mean, maybe look at mature age options or trade in a couple of experienced players. It would be good to get a couple of free agents, but free agents tend to go to those top-end teams.
Yeah, the ones chasing the flag,
Yeah, so I'd love to get like a Zach Williams or Aiden Core from GWS I think that would be a good fit. They're like in that 25, 26.
I think you're into Zach Williams, so hopefully that gets across the line.
Yeah, again, but how many times do like top end players go to like a bottom 16?
Yeah.
But if we can if we can get like an Alex Witherton or I don't know,
just pick off some players outside the best 22 at the
Caleb
big clubs.
Marchbank maybe. I don't know. It might be good, but I'd say for the rest of the year, just try to win. I don't want to tank, but give games to like Bailey Scott, Aiden Bonner, Will Walker, and Luke Davies-Uniacke when they get fit. And just try to phase out the McMillans and Atlees and Halls.
Yeah, so I think Simpkins obviously taken a huge leap. Tara Thomas looks really good too.
Yeah,
so you've got some good.
Yeah.
The top end talent's really good. The first round picks,
but a lot of teams have those sort of 5 or 6 good top end like promising youngsters. But we need more of them. Like Hayden was good, and Curtis Taylor was a rising star this week.
Yeah,
a few pack marks and a couple of goals. So the youth is good, but we just need to maybe top up a little bit in that middle age bracket.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a bit about the Freo St Kilda game? We might preview that.
Yeah, so obviously Freo coming off their first win, and the Saints probably the red hot team apart from the Lions at the moment. Mm-hmm. So the Saints, want to make a quick mention of Hunter Clark and Nick Caulfield and Ben Long probably too. So they're
underrated defence.
Yeah, really underrated defence. I mean, they were probably much maligned. There were a lot of Saints fans on radio, I remember, saying, why were these guys first round picks? But they've really stood up, and they've got a really exciting rebounding backline at the moment.
Yeah, like Hunter Clark and Caulfield were top 10 picks, and I think Long was in their 20s. So.
Yeah, well, they took time. That's the thing. They didn't take 1 or 2 years. They've taken 3 or 4 years to really mature. So
they're still young. Yeah, but Long's been good. Even last year, there were moments where he showed something.
Promise,
and good to see Caulfield like have a breakout game or sorts. Like Hunter Clark's been consistent for a half a dozen games now, but it looks like Radden's sort of developing them nicely.
Yeah, and I think obviously Rowan Marshall as well. The right acquisition was probably unnecessary because Marshall is clearly suited to playing, the Goldstein, the Grundy, and the Gawn role, just rucking the whole way through. So I think he'll have a huge advantage over Freo. I mean, Lob isn't really your first ruck.
Yeah. I mean, like, Ryder would have been good if the season was normal, like the full game time. He might probably be playing, but I think, going to need 2 ruckmen. Yeah.
I think the Saints forward set up too, like King, Membry, they really haven't missed Bruce, and Bruce obviously kicked 6 on the weekend, but their forward line's standing up really well, and they're not missing, like Hannaberry's barely been there since he got recruited.
Yeah, that's true.
So they're not missing him at all.
Mm-hmm. Bradley Hill hasn't done too much. He's been good, but he hasn't starred. And like Butler, he's been good. So Kangaroos need to look at picks like that as well, like the Butlers. To come in and fill.
It's been a great pickup. And Dougal Howard's playing his role, and You've got Jack Steele, who's probably the most informed tagger at the moment.
He's so underrated.
He's got a great record against Patrick Cripps, so I think he's beaten him the last couple of times. And Jared Geary.
Yeah, even Steele, he was a Greater West Sydney player, and they traded him in. So the Roos really need to start looking at these
players like that.
Yeah, maybe not pay like first round picks.
Yeah,
but try to like do second, third round deals to get them in. And
Freo, they're obviously missing Fife at the moment, so I don't think they're going to win. I wouldn't tip them this game, but Angus Brayshaw really stepped up on the weekend.
Yeah, similarly to the Caulfields, Brayshaw and even Chera, they both had like 100 plus Supercoach games. And Griffin Logue again, another first round pick.
He's one of the better defenders already in the comp, and he's on the second or third year.
Yeah, and he can play tall and small. Like he's a good size and he's quick, and he took Charlie Cameron out of the game.
Held him goalless in the second half. So.
And then they have got guys like Hayden Young and Caleb Sarong, who are first year players that have been.
Haven't seen much of Sarong, but Hayden Young looks he looks really good.
Left foot.
Yeah, got great ball use.
Yeah.
So I think I'd still tip the Saints, and I think they're going to continue their role at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know. Without the 5 factor probably swings it for the Saints, but it's hard to stay up for like a month. Yeah. Like Port Adelaide won 4 in a row or something and dropped 1, so it's going to be hard to maintain that
for the whole year. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll go for a bit of an upset. Maybe I'll tip Freo here. I reckon. I know Hogan's out, which is a big loss, but
they've barely played with Hogan anyway. Mm-hmm. So you'd want probably Taberner to stand up and kick a few as well. So, and obviously Walters. Yeah, Walters maybe he's the main man. Maybe like one of the youngsters can have another breakout game this time again. Yeah. Might talk a little bit about the Port and Roos games. So Port is playing GWS. Yeah, on the Sunday, I think. So it's a big game for us. I think I wouldn't say it's a must win, but I'd like to think if we're probably serious about a premiership, probably it's a game we probably should win. But Giants have hit some form. Yeah. Well, it was 25 inside 50s and 18 scoring shots as the most efficient game ever from that stat. So yeah. Haynes was amazing again. Yeah, he can do everything like that. Yeah, him and probably Tarrant, probably the better two, and Harris Andrews. They're probably the 3 best defenders in the comp, nearly. Yeah, and Phil Davis played. I didn't think he'd play, but he played, and they might get Taranto back. And I saw an article saying he might have recovered. It was a BNF winner from last year, so very critical. I think it'll be a tough game. I think, I don't know who to tip. It's another toss of a coin, really. Jeremy Cameron wasn't that... he didn't get much of the ball, but when he did, he made an impact. And, so Port Adelaide defenders again will have to, Cleary should stand up, hopefully. He had a poor game on the weekend, so hopefully that's the match up there. Because they exploited McAvoy, finally. Yeah. Well, GWS They've got 3 of the most agile forwards in the comp, so Himmelberg as well. It's a team McAvoy should struggle against, to be honest. So, and the Roos? Yeah, we play Essendon. Recent record, we've had close games, but for some reason, Essendon seems to win more than not. So, got to get back on track. They had a few losses in a row. Yeah, the injury list is sort of mounting, I would say. So, on the personnel front, it's pretty hard. But then again, Essendon, they do have their injury worries as well. I think we've got to just man up on Tipper. He normally kills us. Who's the matchup there? Probably McDonald, he's been reliable this year. So he's actually having a decent year, McDonald. So, and maybe Kyron Hayden might go to a Fantasia or another small. So he's been impressive as well, Hayden. So if we can win the midfield battle again, guys like Cunnington probably won't play, and Higgins is 50-50, I think. So the 2 best mids. Yeah, 2 best mids, a chance for someone else to go through there and stand up. This is what I want, maybe a Hearn or Bonner to get inside midfield time. Yeah. So you'd like to think Goldstein would dominate in the ruck against Phillips. Yeah, you'd think so. Yeah, so he might give us first use. Again, the conditions might be Dewey and Essendon. They played similar conditions on Friday night, so it might advantage them a little bit. So, I'd reckon Essendon might just have this, even though they don't have Stringer.
but they tend to match up pretty well against us. Brown is not really in any sort of form.
Yeah. I'll tip the red. I think Brown might kick 6. So there's my tip.
Unlikely. I think he doesn't really have a good record at Metricon.
He's due. I think Josh Bruce was due for a few weeks. Kicked the bag. So
hopefully, we'll
Brown's better.
see. I think if any chance, and guys like Zerha, Curtis Taylor, they might need to get on.
Is Larky close to coming back? Not yet.
I think he's going to play a practice game this week.
Yeah.
Same with Davies Uniacke.
Ben Brown definitely needs more support.
Yeah. Cherry's been playing, but he hasn't been marking him. But yeah, I reckon just give a couple of younger guys a go and see what they got. Yeah.
We'll
anything else?
Yeah, we'll wrap it up and then we're back to Scott next week. So,
all right. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.